So we are here at Summer Match Boston, and I am with...
We're a company called Mzinga. We build online communities for companies. And I also do a podcast show called The We Show.
Cool. So could you explain a bit about Mzinga?
Sure. We've been around for about 8 years, and we build online communities, so things like discussion forums, blogs, ratings, and things like that. Moderation for companies like ABC, John Deere, ESPN. We're white label, so it looks like ESPN, it looks like John Deere's site when we build the tools, we do the strategy, and we do all of the community management and moderation.
So it's more forum-based type of things, or?
We do forums, but also social networking modules. So, think of Facebook, but for businesses. So a lot of companies are realizing that it's a great way to connect their customers so they can do better customer research, customer support, things like that. Some embed it right into the site, some put it behind their firewall, let their employees do it. Some extend it out to certain customers, like John Deere has a number of very high-end dealers and tractor owners, and they use it for market research purposes. So they have discussion forums and live chats where these folks that own these tractors will come in and talk about what they like, what they'd like to see, what they're thinking about, how they can make the tractors better.
Cool. So do you see more corporations now kind of latching onto the social networking things, using social media to promote themselves? It's kind of, I guess, it's starting to click now. I mean, have you noticed it, since you said you've been around for 8 years?
Right.
Have you noticed it kind of ramping up more recently?
Absolutely. So I was at a company called Fidelity Investments, a traditional financial services firm, and I jumped over to a predecessor company in Mzinga called Shared Insights a little over 2 years ago. And I will tell you where the market has gone and come from just over the last really 9 months has been phenomenal. So yes, to answer your question, I think a lot of companies are starting to read about it in Business Week, the Wall Street Journal, not just in places where a lot of the thought leaders hang out, like Mashable, some of the other big blogs. So I would be surprised if in the next 5 years every company didn't have some sort of social media strategy and or online community.
But I mean, do you think, I guess, are you guys helping them kind of, more than just sort of slapping on a social media, because it's just easy to kind of make it. I mean, you still have to cultivate that community, right? I mean, it's more than just kind of making it.
Aaron, you're right on the money. The biggest failure that a lot of companies have, and Deloitte actually just put out a study about this 2 weeks ago, that a lot of companies are failing with their social media and community efforts, and it's because of the reason that they implemented some technology. There's a great company that we sort of compete with, but called Drupal. They have free technology. Some companies can put it together and really do it well. A lot of companies don't really have the know-how to cultivate that community. So community management, there's a gentleman named Jeremiah Zhao Yang on Twitter, web strategist, and he works for Forrester now, and he talks consistently about the need for a community manager, because otherwise, people don't know what to do. It's like going to this party tonight and not having Adam and Karen and Pete and Brett here to organize us and show us where the food is and say, okay, this is where your booth is as a vendor, and that's where the bar is. Right. It starts to fall apart pretty quickly.
Right, you need that organization to kind of make it worthwhile.
Absolutely.
Cool, so could you talk a bit about your podcast?
Sure. We did this really cool project a couple years ago called We Are Smarter Than Me. It ended up being a book written by a crowd on a wiki. And the idea was the crowd is smart. No one really had done a good job at sitting down and documenting some of the best practices around companies using community and social media. So we said, look, we'll partner with Wharton, MIT, and Pearson Publishing, and we'll put it out to the community and let them help us put this thing together. So what resulted was a book with about 30 or 40 case studies. Big companies like Amazon, eBay, smaller companies like Threadless, Cambrian House, all talking about how they partner with their customers to do things like customer research, etc. So one of the things that we did after the book came out is we wanted to keep this concept alive and fresh. So I blog on the site regularly along with a number of other contributors, and then I also do this podcast show called The We Show. So we've been lucky to have folks like Robert Scoble. I'm actually going to do one with Pete Cashmore before too long. We've had Guy Kawasaki, Doc Searles, who wrote Clue Train Manifesto. So a lot of people that are smart people that spend a lot of time in the social media community space, as well as some business practitioners like folks, Lionel Menchaca, who's the chief blogger at Dell, some of the folks from Netflix or iStock Photo that were included in the book, and their point of view and how they make recommendations on why community can really help businesses.
So it's sort of a all-in-one resource for getting all the kind of crowdsourcing ideas. I mean, a lot of that is out there. A lot of people are trying to do that. And yeah, I mean...
Yeah, so think about this concept of having some of the smartest people out there be able to sit down and tell you, if you want to succeed at community, here are 2 or 3 great tips. And so we try to really pull that out, keep the conversation light. I just did one with Callie, Geek Girl, Callie Lewis, and she did a wonderful job. She was light, she was funny, and she had some really good recommendations for creating content and creating community.
Cool. So are you Boston-based?
I am Boston-based. I actually live personally just north of the city. I lived in the city for about 8 years, and then we work in Burlington, Mass., which is along the technology belt, 128.
Cool. So what do you think of the Boston tech community?
It doesn't really compare yet to someplace like San Francisco or New York. We're getting there. One of the things that we'd like to bill ourselves as the social networking community provider in the business space, rather than just, obviously Facebook and MySpace and those guys are West Coast. So we're small, we're growing. We have a very vibrant, active social media scene. We do the social media breakfast here. So I think we're going to be a force to be reckoned with over the next couple of years.
Very cool, very cool. So if people want to check out the site and the podcast, where can they go?
Sure. The podcast, they can go to wearesmarter.org/podcasts. They can check me out on Twitter, twitter.com/astrout and mzinga.com/Aaron if they want to read our blogs or look at some of the other videos that we do.
And how do you spell Mzinga, just for...
Good question. Mzinga. Means beehive in Swahili.
Ah, very cool. That makes sense.
Yeah, communal animal.
Well, thanks for coming out.
Hey, my pleasure. Thanks for having me, Aaron.
Cool.